My Taropist is now in session.
Hi Geminis, welcome. My name is Jessica. I am the owner of My Taropist. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. This is your July My Taropist session, okay friends? This is where we're going to take a little sneaky peek at your mental energy, your interpersonal relationships, what is bothering or distressing you, if anything, and also your emotional energy. And then we'll wrap it all up with some advice and or predictive outcome for the month of July, or whenever you're watching this, friends, because whenever you're watching this is when you're meant to see it, okay? Just want you to know that. Now, I have already shuffled your energy into this deck. What I would ask for you to please do is to look at my eyes, into my eyes, on whatever device or screen you're watching this reading on, friends, and take a deep breath with me, please. Okay. Now I will split the deck toward you. Now, friends, I just want you to know this is a general reading, even though we've done that energetic connect. It's still general. So there's no way, I do that to do my best to tap into your energy, but there's no way that I'm going to get every Gemini's specific story. So what usually happens is there may be a message or two that resonates in this full reading for you. Maybe the mental connects with you 100% and the interpersonal not so much, or whatever, what have you. So just keep that in mind, friends. And maybe the whole thing will, whatever the case may be, whatever it is. Also keep in mind that you can watch the readings for the other placements in your chart, other signs with other, the other placements in your chart. Also keep in mind that, hey, I may not be your reader. That's okay. There's lots of other wonderful readers, in which case pay them a visit, come back another month or another time for another reading and see if we can connect then, friends. But what I would like for you to do is, if you do like this reading and if it resonates with you, please do subscribe to this channel, because I'm trying to build my tribe and I would love to have your support and I'd love to have you be a part of that. Okay? Thank you so much. And also like and share and comment and let me know how it did resonate for you. If it did. If it didn't, that's okay. Just instead of leaving a negative comment, because that, might hurt other people who do resonate, just watch another video or go to another reader. It's all good. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, all right, there's some air sign energy for you with the Knight of Swords and then the Four of Cups underneath that. Ooh, and the Three of Swords. Judgment. Whew, friends. Okay. Some of you might be wanting to communicate with somebody that broke your heart, quite frankly, or you might be wanting an apology from somebody that hurt you in the past. Let's see. But let's see. That's not for everybody. Let's see. What's going on in the mental energy of my Gemini people? That was fast. Okay. So you got the Four of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Princess of Wands. I love the Princess of Wands in this deck. Underneath that, Six of Cups and the Star card. Interesting. So we've got Aquarius here as the major arcana, and then King of Swords underneath that. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, specifically Tower, Eight of Swords. Wow. Okay. And then there's that King of Pentacles under the Tower. So you may have ended something with a male earth sign, or it doesn't have to be that. This is for my females. It could be female earth sign for those of you who resonate with that. And I feel like you've started a new flirtation or something with a new person is kind of how it feels. I feel like you're healing from that past energy, whatever happened in the past that created this Tower moment. Okay. And I feel like for a while, this Tower moment was really fucking you up. Sorry. Oh, God. I think you're the first sign I've really cussed for in this month. Yeah, I feel like maybe some of you Geminis have potty mouths because I feel like I did a lot of cursing in your June reading too. I don't know what I was. Anyways, what I'm seeing, friends, is I think now after this Tower moment has occurred, and again, it could have been you ended. Yeah, it definitely looks like somebody could have been lying and betrayed you, right? Wow, a Ten of Swords and yeah. So I feel like there might have been somebody that put you in competition, or there was something that wasn't sitting right for you. You know what I'm saying? Something in the milk wasn't clean with the situation. And it was really kind of giving you a lot of triggers or red flags. And I think you kind of had a sense that somebody wasn't being entirely honest in a connection. I feel like that might have been similar to your reading last month, okay? And I feel like you saw the light and it created a Tower moment, and you've ended that with that person, especially if it was an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel like though that Tower moment, you were still kind of maybe in some confusion, like what happened? Like what was that? Like why were they, you know what I mean? Why were they? I feel like you still, there was a tie that was binding you. And sometimes this happens when, for example, if we're in a situation with somebody where we have a soul tie connection with them, it could have been also some, anyway, I was going to say like, spell work or something. I don't know. I'm feeling that a little bit, but it didn't have to be. Either way, I feel like there was this connection with this person or whatever it was, or the situation, take it as it resonates, was kind of very strong. And so it took a while for you to really free yourself from it, but I feel like you did. I feel like you got clarity and you really freed yourself. Now, for some of you, yeah, and I feel like you've definitely healed from the past. You might have felt like this person was a past life soulmate connection for some of you, not everyone. But either way, I feel like you're healing. You've healed mentally. I feel like you've kind of come to terms with this ending that occurred, this Tower moment that occurred. It could have just been a mental awakening of like, wow, I really was putting myself in a situation where I was feeling imprisoned, but I really wasn't imprisoned, you know? And it's like, wow, you had this wake up call, right? And you really are healing and working on your healing, especially towards your mental health and stability in this season. Now, for a lot of you, I feel like, you know, you're healing, you're getting your passion back, maybe your creative passion. So maybe your creative brain was affected too by whatever was going on with you. And now that you've healed some in this mental energy and you've regained this balance, I feel like it's also sparked some creative passions for you guys. So there could be a new creative project that you're really trying to work on and maybe doing that. So for some of you, for example, you might do art therapy or writing for some. That is very therapeutic for you. And by engaging in that creative art form that really is like you're passionate about, that helps to bring that healing and that mental stability and balance back for you. That's for some of you, okay? Especially if you're a writer or like an artist, like a visual artist of some kind, okay? Now, for others of you, or maybe the same group, take it as it resonates. I feel like you definitely ended a connection with one person to move toward another, particularly if the person you're moving toward is another air sign like yourself, particularly if that person is an Aquarius, but it does not have to be, friends, okay? Could also be a water sign, could also be a fire sign, but it does not have to be. So that's for some. That's for some. And I think that connection is maybe it's new, it feels flirtatious, it feels fun, and it, you know, there's a crush happening here. And that is also something that might be bringing that healing and that stability back to you. But for a lot of you, I think, you know, you're working on getting that mental balance back and healing yourself from some past wounds, past hurts, maybe even from childhood with the Six of Cups. In this deck, though, Six of Cups is less that and more of like old soulmate energy. But either way, I feel like and if you're not there yet, friends, let me tell you, look into art therapy, look into music therapy maybe, or journaling or writing therapy, whatever, as a way to kind of get that mental stability back, because I think that's going to give you that juice that you need to kind of finally totally heal here, okay? And it could spark an idea for a creative project that could have some legs to it too, friends, okay? What is going on in the interpersonal relationships of my Geminis? What's going on in the interpersonal relationships of my Geminis? Yeah, I just feel like you guys are kind of settling, like you're kind of getting comfortable with this new after this. There you go. There's what we just saw, friends. Wow. Okay, come here, my guy. This is Zimmy. He's gonna come chill with us for a minute until he gets bored of that and then wants to go somewhere else because that's what he does. So yeah, in your interpersonal relationships is exactly the story we saw. The Tower, the Eight of Swords. You might be blocking somebody. Also, what I'm hearing with this Eight of Swords, and I wasn't getting that so much before, the King of Swords. And then on the bottom of the deck, again, is that pescule King of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like if you had an earth sign around you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, male specifically, but it does not have to be. This could be feminine with a female with strong, masculine energy. Okay, it's like I feel like this person was lying to you. This person was telling you some lies. You could have had a strong attraction to this person, but there was something that you just could not trust about them. Okay? Something you just couldn't trust. Now, if it wasn't specifically an earth sign, it could just be someone that you had a higher level of commitment with, or somebody that could have been a boss figure or a father figure to you. Okay, take it as it resonates, friends. But yeah, there was someone who wasn't really offering you the reciprocity that you needed or wanted. They were vacillating on moving this situation forward. There was a lack of, again, give and take in this. Someone may have even stole from you. Again, there was competition. This was just all kinds of nasty. This is feels like the energy from your last month reading, okay? But I feel like you guys finally made the decision, thank God, because that was a dumpster fire. Watch the June reading if you haven't, to put an end to that. You put an end to it. You're like, I'm done. I've had enough of this bullshit, literally bullshit that you're feeding me, and I'm not taking this anymore. You were just done. There's too much chaos in that. What I'm seeing here is so much chaotic energy, you guys. It was causing you a lot of wounds because I feel like you were not trusting yourself. Some of you might have been gaslit in the situation, okay? There was competition. Inside you're like, I know something. See, there were red flags going off here. Inside you knew something was not right, okay? You just knew something was imbalanced in this connection. Something wasn't right. And I feel like someone was dishonest with you. And it feels like gaslighting, dishonest energy, to be honest. I think your intuition was kind of screaming at you. And you knew that there was no future here. This wasn't going to go anywhere, okay? So you had to make a decision, I feel like, to give back to yourself, to stop being breadcrumbed. It feels like that too, with the Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Too much competition and breadcrumbing, you know what I mean? And you just decided, I'm done. I'm putting an end to this situation. This is not what I deserve or what I need and I want. And you had to come to a decision to cut it out, to free yourself. Because literally this was creating a lot of fear, a lot of distrust, a lot of energy of, you were imprisoned in the situation mentally. It was mentally fucking you up. So you had to break free. You had to kind of boss up and make a clear-headed decision to put an end to this drama and this chaos. And for a lot of you, it was releasing this King of Pentacles energy here. For some of you, it's leaving a job, okay? But for others of you, this is a person, and it feels so much more strongly like if this was a person or a higher level of commitment that you were in, that you had to get away from. But it feels like, based on what we saw in your mental energy, that you've already started something new with somebody else, potentially, if you resonate with that, okay? A new connection that feels so much better than whatever it was you were dealing with before. Okay? So congratulations to you guys for finally pulling the plug on that, because man, if that's related to last month's reading, whoo, Lord. But you guys have seen the light. I'm hearing, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I feel like you guys are like finally in this, like you're free and you know it and you're good with that. You are so good with that, you guys. You are so good with that. Good for you. Okay. What is bothering or distressing my Geminis? I don't know if I like how that came out, you guys, to be honest with you. Well, this is interesting. Because I'm down here going a little nuts. You got the Empress, the Six of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, I think he's hunting something, you guys. Oh, there's like a flying insect outside of the window and he's trying to catch it. I think it's attracted to the light because it's very dark outside. Sorry, you guys. And so he's really trying to hunt this little flying critter and he cannot get it because it's on the other side of the window. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we've got, sorry, the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands and the Emperor underneath that. Interesting. We've got a couple of perfect pairs here, friends. Okay. Not all on the board here, but in the mix. So King and Queen of Swords. That could be you balancing that your divine masculine and feminine energies, right? And Emperor and Empress. Interesting. Okay. Some of you are literally having some issues with your mother. She could be at a distance from you and that may be bothering you in this season because you want to go see her or because it brings you a sense of stability. Some of you might be kind of like missing home or missing that feeling of home and comfort and like security that home or that home provides. Or if it's not home, then it's just like that nurturing energy of like the Empress and then also the Emperor underneath here and Nine of Cups underneath that. Some of you might be missing your mom and your dad, especially some of you missing your dad, and that's heavy on you. For others of you, you had to cut out you were in a higher level of commitment and you had to cut that person out and you move away from that. Okay. You being the Empress and this other person being the Emperor. Take it as it resonates. Again, genders don't matter. So flip it, twist it, reverse it, however you will. Okay. Literally a lot of you were in a higher level of commitment and and it was causing you a lot of burden. And so you know, it was stressing you the fuck out. Yeah. Because I feel like you were always on the defensive with this person. I feel like this person put you in third-party situation, whether you were aware of it or not. Okay? You might not have been aware of it. You just knew something was not right. You knew something was wrong within this connection. It just wasn't going forward, I feel like, you know? Could have been very hot and cold energy I'm feeling here. With the swords and the fire and the swords and the fire, you know? And especially Four of Swords and then Three of Wands underneath that. It's like, it wasn't going anywhere. And so it's like you had to put an end to it. It was burdening you too much and you had to cut it out, Queen of Swords. And so here you are moving forward, right? Moving away from that, trying to get your stability back, right? Taking care of maybe what you can control, what grounds you. So, you know, focusing on career, or focusing on your home or your children if you have children or something like that, right? You might literally be moving away to a new residence, leaving the past behind and starting fresh, right? But I feel like this ending, this tower moment that happened for you guys, it feels fairly fresh. And I feel like you guys are still kind of getting your balance and stability back after it. It's coming. It's there. It's in your mental energy. But I feel like in other areas, and I'm curious to see where your emotional energy is at, I feel like in other areas, it's just not quite caught up yet. Because there is a part of you that's still thinking about it, even though you are moving on, right? For some of you, if you were married and this is related to that, okay, to like your children, you know, you might be really trying to focus on putting up a good front for your children or trying to make things right for your children. So you may be literally moving away in order to build a new home for your children or new life for your children. That's for some of you, not all of you. You know, kind of putting them first here. They're on your mind. especially if you were in a marriage that ended and you had kids in that marriage. This is not for everybody. But yeah, I feel like you're moving away from a situation and kind of putting yourself first and trying to nurture something and grow something here in this new season after this tower has fallen. But I feel like, you know, you're still burdened thinking about this person that you've left behind, because I feel like you had a lot of emotion for them, okay? Regardless of the fact of how much, like, you know, strife there may have been. There were moments that they brought you a lot of happiness, but it's just like you knew that there was no future there. And there was a lot of this sort of hot and cold energy, right? And I feel like you guys are really, like, you are confident people. And it's like if something doesn't feel right to you, and if it's once it starts to erode your confidence, your sense of sense of self and self-worth, I think you intuitively know, like, I can, like, once you get there with me, no, we're done here. I don't know Geminis who, like, will stay and wallow for too long. You know what I mean? I don't know that of Geminis to do that. You know, you guys tend to be fairly confident folks. And so I feel like, you got to move away, and you had to put an end to that. Like, you know that intellectually, but that doesn't mean you don't still think about it or think about that person, right? Because there was some happiness there. There was some joy there. Okay, so take any of those messages as they resonate for you, friends. What is going on in the emotional energy of my Gemini people? What is going on in the emotional energy? Whoops, okay. Interesting. Man, a lot of you earth signs are kind of feeling with your head and thinking with your heart, or whatever, something like that. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, friends, but whatever. Okay. Emotionally, you're getting clear. Yeah. I feel like where you once were kind of clouded in your judgment, like, you guys, okay, so you got the Hanged Woman. Hold on. So you got the Hanged Woman, and then also the Ace of Swords. Okay. So this is you definitely, it's weird because this isn't your emotions though. It's so not emotional, but okay. Basically what I feel like, you're getting clear now. I think you're seeing things from a whole new perspective. And emotionally and mentally, you guys are getting cleared up, right? But this interpersonal stuff, the dust is still settling, and the fact that the dust is settling and you're moving toward your stability, it's still a little bit fresh, but you got some new shit going on, right? You do. You guys are highly intuitive here, I feel like, with this Ten of Cups and the High Priestess. And I feel like some things that were hidden, that you might have been confused about before. Yeah, there was some mental conflict, and you tempered that. You got your stability there. Okay. And I feel like whatever was clouded, like, again, you're able to kind of temper that, bring justice there. Okay. So now I think you're seeing the possibilities of, like, that your fortune could lie elsewhere, right? Friends, Wheel of Fortune. You're starting to see the upside of the downside of the situation. Okay. You're starting to see the upside of the downside of the situation. I hope that makes sense. It makes complete sense to me. And that's exactly what this looks like, right? Hanged Woman, Ace of Swords. You are starting to see the upside of the downside of the situation, because now you are seeing the full picture, friends. So where you were confused before, where you may have been gaslit before, even if you were gaslighting yourself, friends, where you were being tricked and lied to and whatever, and where things were confusing, it's like you've accepted it. And friends, it may have even been a situation where it's a mixed bag, mixed blessing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling that for you. Like, it seemed like initially like a disappointment, but now you're like, actually, that was for my highest good. And you're seeing that now. It's clear to you now. And so emotionally, you're not so clouded anymore, because intuitively you're realizing, no, this is all for the good. This is divine timing and divine intervention here that is allowing me now to see things very clearly from a different perspective, okay? So whereas I might have seen this situation, or it might have, like, you've made so much progress, you know, whereas like before you might have been emotionally confused and clouded, it's like, no. Immediately you see the justice here. You see how actually fortune is turning in your favor. You're getting justice in a situation, okay? So you're seeing it for your highest good. That is good. So I feel like you are getting clear emotionally, and I feel like you've made this progress now where it's, you know, you're no longer hung up emotionally. You see it clearly now. You're trusting your intuition, and you're trusting spirit more in this season of your life, which is very, very good, okay? What advice do we have for my Gemini people? What advice do we have? Oh, okay. Yeah, look at that. Knight of Pentacles flew right on out for you. And then the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like this is to have patience, okay? So in this season, letting this dust settle after this tower has fallen, right? Getting your balance back, getting your stability back, getting this new creative spark and inspiration, really, really focusing on moving forward, and again, getting that stability back, and now having this clearer, more holistic perspective on things. I think you're really seeing how spirit is really intervening in this season for you, and how, again, everything is working for your highest good. Seeing the upside of the downside situation is probably going to be the name of this reading. And I think you're just now having patience that everything is going to work out in the right time. You're really patient. You've learned some patience in this season, you guys. You've learned how to hang back until you know clearly what's the right move and when. And not to move too quickly ahead, and to really, and that might be a little uncomfortable, because some of you might be used to just like, oh, I know I want to go here, I know I want to do this, and bang, 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 do it. I know I want this person, bang, get them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in this season, you're learning some patience. Spirit is saying, trust me, trust divine timing, okay? Because eventually, once you just learn to hang back, Spirit's going to bring the clarity that you need, and going to bring everything that you need in abundance at the right time. Okay? So it's all going to work out for you, friends. Let's just, yeah. I feel like that's your full message. Well, let's see. What's the predictive outcome for this month of July for my Geminis? I don't want to shortchange you, because I think I've given everybody a predictive outcome. Okay. That's a lot of cards. But yeah, this is exactly it, friends. Yep. Three of Wands, Sun card, Queen of Wands, Four of Swords. Have patience, friends. Continue to work on your healing. You are moving forward toward your happiness, toward your joy. This is definitely you turning a corner, you guys, and seeing things clearly, feeling yourselves, getting your joy back, getting the happiness back. Like, you go from Princess of Wands in your mental to the Queen of Wands in the outcome. So you are growing and you're progressing. Do you see that? So if you've been working, especially if you've been working on like your mental health, it's looking very good. You're healing, Four of Swords, friends, and you're leveling up in that, okay? So again, though, this is, again, continuing to do that inner work, continuing to take a break. I feel a lot of you needing to, like, kind of pull back in this season and just go with the flow and allow spirit to guide and not try to control everything here. Do you know what I'm saying? And just keep working on you, keep doing you, working on your own peace, your own well-being, your own stability, your own happiness. Just continue to do that inner work, and as you do that inner work, spirit's going to lead you where you're supposed to go, okay? So I'm wishing you all the best in this season and all the seasons to come, friends. Cheers to you. Now, please, by all means, do book a session with a real therapist. Find a good one. Find the right one for you, okay? And I'm just wishing you so much love. All right. Cheers.